Welcome to Playful Podcast, your guide into the underground scene where we discover topics on kink and electronic music every week. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss out on our next episode. We're excited to be here today with Bulgarian American DJ and producer Djeki Morris, better known as Bad Boombox. Bad Boombox is not only known for the party he brings to clubs as a DJ and through his moves, but also for the humor. In this conversation, we speak about the moment when Djeki decided he's gonna become a DJ, the difficult moments of the road to getting where he is at today, some jobs he had in the past, and who he is as an employee, and so much more. That said, this won't be boring. Let's get it. I am Amanda, and this is Playful Podcast. So happy to have you here.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, welcome to Playful Podcast. Really fun to have you here.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
How's your day?
Day is good. It's been nice. I wake up, my room just like sun blasts right in it, and just wake up like
hot, like a tent.
But it's good. Like finally,
Yeah.
This is the best Berlin weather I've seen.
Yeah, because you only lived here a couple of months, you said.
A couple of months, but like before that, I was here for the whole winter, and yeah, it's you know how that goes. It's brutal.
It's rough.
So.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So this is your first Berlin summer.
Pretty much like proper. Like before that, I was just visiting. This would be living, chilling. And,
Okay.
I'll be the guy on the park bench, just like just spread out. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, to dig right in, if you describe yourself with 3 words, what would they be?
I'm gonna combine the first 2. I would say fun nerd. do you like that? Fun nerd. I don't know. Like during the weekends, I'm like just going crazy. Like all the shows, everything. It's like wild. Then during the week, I'm just like inside being a nerd, like running the label, like on the computer in like the deepest parts of the internet, just like finding things and like it's you can get really nerdy real fast.
Oh yeah. Are you also prioritizing parties for yourself? Or work only?
Yeah. Every now and then we go out, like support a friend, like go to a friend's show, and it's have fun with it. Obviously.
Yeah. Who are you at the party?
Who am I at the party? Yeah. I used to be like just like on the dance floor the whole night, like front row. Now it's like when you know what it's like to play the music. It makes it a little harder to do that. So I'll dance a little bit, but then I find myself like, oh, I've been in the smoking area for like 3 hours. Like, whoops. Just, yeah.
Social one.
Yeah. I like to meet people. It's like it's interactive. It's fun to, just bring together, hey, you, just like the weirdest group of people around. And, yeah.
I feel that when you move to a new city, the connections you make are often a little bit odd until you have been there for some time, and then you kind of find your clique where you feel comfortable. What's your the people you hang out with in Berlin? Did you find the good ones, or did you know people before you?
It's been every time I visit in the last couple of years, we just connect with artists in the same field, or artists that I've done shows with. So at this point, we have a nice group of artists and DJs and people that run labels, people working in the music, and it's really nice to like relate and have a community. So that's what I realized like over the years. Like I was traveling around so much and living in so many different cities just to have the experience of like living in a different city. But the more and more I realized like the most important thing is just like having community. And that's what kind of brought me to Berlin.
What cities did you live in?
Like ever. Besides the US, I spent COVID times in LA. But
how was that?
I don't like it.
No.
I have good people there, but it's not for what I'm trying to do. It's not good. I lived in a lot of European cities. I was in I lived in Kiev. I lived in Marseille, Barcelona, Prague for a year, Sofia, just a bunch of other ones.
Okay, so, you've been around,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And now Berlin, what do you think, like if you compare them, what do you hope for that you'll find or get from living in Berlin that you didn't find in the other cities?
Yeah, it's the community. It's like just being able to, you come back from tour, just hang out with friends, like go to a studio, be like, oh, I have an idea for a song, and you just go right in, not have to like do everything online. Yeah, that's the goal with this.
Yeah, okay.
It's been nice so far. So
yeah. And you grew up in the States?
Yeah, I grew up in the States.
Who were you as a teenager in class?
Oh man, yeah, I had I was an immigrant, right, from Bulgaria, so we moved around a lot. I never really found like my group. It was just always moving around. So I was always in high school, just like trying out different personalities. Like first year, I was like, oh, I'll be like an emo kid, like edgy. Then that didn't work. So then I was like, oh, I'll roll with the skaters, until I realized like I don't really want to skate or learn skating. So that was out. Then I tried. I was living in South Carolina, so I tried being. It's very like like preppy, like pastel, like golf. Like everyone looks like they play golf. Like I tried that, and I could only afford like one Ralph Lauren shirt, so I just bought one Ralph Lauren shirt and wore it every day. I was like, oh, I hope this works.
Kept it clean.
Yeah, of course not. And then by the end, I like found my group and some good people. And, yeah,
this is so fun to hear, actually, because that's also, I know when we spoke a little, I was like, it feels like you're a person with so many characters within. Like you also use them when you are, I feel like in your fun videos, they shine through. So you definitely got something out of them, I bet.
Yeah, it's all no regrets, like all a good experience.
So then, what's your musical journey like then? Like, how did that look?
Like from the beginning? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a long time. Like, kind of grew up with. From Bulgaria, my dad brought his cassettes like from the 80s and 90s, and I was always like making mixtapes in the house and playing it for guests. Like my parents' guests, they obviously didn't want to hear it, but I always loved that. And then when I was even before when I became a teenager, I would start sneaking into nightclubs, and I went to one when I was like 14 in Bulgaria. Like on the beach, like with the sunset, and it was like, and I heard like proper house music and on the loudspeakers, like the way it should be enjoyed, everyone dancing, having a good time. And I was like, wow. Like I remember, it's super cheesy, but I like looked up, I'm 14, I'm like, I had my first beer, and I was like, I want to be that, like the DJ, like that's gonna be me.
And that back then you didn't play any instruments?
I did. No, I played saxophone.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love the saxophone.
Alto sax, yeah.
Were you into jazz?
No, we were doing just orchestra music with the school.
You found your place.
Well, yeah.
Cute. All right.
But yeah, and then just it went on, and in college, I cracked Ableton in high school, and I decided to learn it in college, like really seriously, like start finishing tracks and putting everything together. And that's when I started like DJing at bars and clubs.
Oh, really? So how did you get your first gigs then?
I was DJing a lot of like house parties and frat parties in university, and it was
like your friends just knew you did it, so they asked.
Yeah, I became like the guy. It's like, oh, we're having a party, and it was like every week, so just be like, yes, and just do the whole night, like 8 hours like on the deck, just. And
then it was house music.
Yeah, it was. Back then it was when you have to play for a party, like I had to get really good at just having every pop song, every edit, every hip hop song, like in the US a lot of hip hop, and just like being ready, because there's gonna be drunk people requesting stuff, and it's very, very hectic these days. Separated from that, no requests, but It was fun to do that back then. And yeah, so like from the parties, it would be eventually like a move to, oh, you should come play at the bar. And then same thing, like handle like drunk people music. And then it moved on to some clubs, do a residency at like a club. But the best feeling was that's when I was like learning producing. And the best feeling was something that I made in my house, like play it, you know, no matter how shit, it was like the shit track, but play it for people in, you know, on the big speakers. Like that's like such a feeling, such a powerful feeling. I really love that.
Yeah. Did you always believe in yourself when it comes to like reaching your goals and stuff?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's so much like the artist, being an artist, it's like you get hit with so much self-doubt, like every day. You know, you like look in the mirror, it's like, sometimes I'm like, who am I? What am I doing? But then you gotta just push through it, because something, there's a funny tangent. In the US, right, the education system's not the best. But the one thing that we took from it is this, like, you get taught delusional confidence. You literally have to be like, yeah, you have to lie to yourself. You have to be delusional. Someone tells you to quit, you say, hell yeah, I'll prove them wrong. Like every negative thing is like there's like a positive out of it. And that kind of mentality, like it sucks. And like everything sucks for years, and then it gets better. And then you just have to like push through that. And you know, so yeah.
So you did that.
It was a lot of that, a lot of negativity, a lot of naysayers, like, but it was the only way.
All right. So when it was real tough, what made you push through then?
Yeah, it was just, I mean, just self-brainwashing. I had to just be like, I'm not like I'm the best, but like I had to be like, I can do this. I'm like adding something positive and fun to you know, like, yeah, something positive and fun to people's, like, whatever the preconceived notion they have of the music.
Are your parents very supportive too?
They are now, yeah. Yeah. Now they're like, oh, okay. Like
but they were also some people you had to prove, or
I had to prove, yeah. My dad was always like, you know, with the dance music and everything. Like it's like he's the one that introduced me to it. Like he's always loved it. My mom, a little harder to convince. It was, you know, it's always like, you know, get a job, but you know, this is the job now. Now they see like the potential of, you know, with like the crowds and the energy, and it's like, okay, yeah, you're.
Was there ever a moment when you felt like, fuck, I made it, or like?
I don't know. I don't know about that. It depends how you define like making it. Like
but you know, like this is, you know, I can feel that it's rolling now. This is, you know, I'm not gonna struggle my whole life. Yeah.
It's incremental, but you know, some days I wake up and I'm just like, you know, very appreciative and very grateful. It's from there was a lot of different milestones I hit but the biggest ones was with the music, when it started to be played by so many DJs, a lot of big DJs, all the homies like showing love and like supporting it, and like now bringing it up, like it was like a whole new chapter. Like everything else was behind. And yeah, that's once I started hearing it at like big clubs, big festivals, like people tagging me like, oh, is this your track? Is this your track? Then it's like, oh, this could be. And that's when I noticed, yeah, also like the booking started to go up, and you know, people taking notice, promoters taking notice, agents, like, you know, it's all.
Yeah.
It comes down to just having music that works for everyone. And yeah.
But speaking of the like the years that we just like up to this moment, what are some jobs you had on the side?
Yeah, I done a lot of jobs. It was I was a dishwasher at a chicken restaurant. I made sandwiches at the Subway competitor. I did Yeah, after college, I moved to LA. I was working for music supervisors. It was good to see like what how the industry works, like from them, like learning. Everything was like a learning experience. And then the whole time I was, going around Europe backpacking and trying to make Bad Boombox happen. That was like a video editor. I was making like animations and graphic design and things like that, which helped with, Bad Boombox, like making all the content and everything. And now the label, like I do it all. So yeah, it was.
Are you, when you're employed, are you as, like now you're very hardworking and, like you do the job on all levels. As when you were employed, let's say you were in the cleaning plates at the chicken restaurant, were you the fastest person who cleaned plates, or were you not really giving a shit? Like, do you have to love what you do to do it good?
When it clicks, like music, for example, I do it like from the moment I wake up till I, go to bed. It's just like consuming, but because it's so much fun and I love it. The jobs I didn't want to do, I was a great, like, actively lazy employee. Like, it's like the kind of guy you want if you wanted productivity. Like, I would always find a shortcut or like a workaround or like a way to just do something faster. And yeah, especially like a place like the chicken restaurant, for example, it was like I've made this like system with the dishes so they would get done faster. Like I would be like the first employee that was done with the job. And it was like a life lesson. I realized like supervisors, they don't want you to finish the job. They just want you to be busy. So they would get mad when I finish early. So
yeah, that's the thing. That sucks. I have a friend who works in, I think, UX design. I don't really know. But he developed a program that does just like you did. So then he only has to work like, instead of 8 hours a day, 3 hours.
Yeah.
But thank God now, because you're working from home.
Yeah.
If you're smart and you can do that, it's gonna work. But yeah, it's different. It's like,
gotta find shortcuts. Gotta exploit
the
system.
Do you do that with music too? Find shortcuts somehow?
I would do everything I do is like from scratch, but I save a lot of like I have a lot of templates and presets that I've made for myself over the years, and like just so I know, like just get something done, like get the idea out faster. Like you got to use the tools you're given, Same with like DJing. It's like I have everything like so organized, like just so it's like ready and it's,
okay.
It's good to,
So when you come to the club, you have already prepared it?
Not the set. I have like a loose idea of where I want the set to go and which tracks I need to play. But my tracks are so organized, like in the software and on the CDJ. I can like find exactly, because I've been in that situation where like the track's running out and it's like, oh, what do I play next? Yeah. But I know exactly now like what vibe I'm going for, which folder it's going to be. It's like folders within folders within folders, and I can find it fast. So yeah, and for me that's a shortcut, because then I can just improvise a whole set, like just
but do you feel that if you, let's say you come to a club and the mood is like terrible, it probably happened once or twice
all the time,
that you feel all the time. What's your secret weapon to bring the energy up?
Well, every crowd's different. It just depends on the crowd. Like, it's good to kind of keep an eye on, sometimes I'll show up a little early, keep an eye on what's been going on that night. What kind of crowd is it? Like, where you are is like a big deal. Like culturally, like how much people are drinking, like I have a lot of experience with drunk people. Like, I know, if you do like a big spin back, big reset with like a totally different genre, like a different BPM, and test it. And if it works, go with that. If it doesn't, like, I know where to go from there. If they're super drunk, they like a lot of edits, like a lot of familiar things you can sing along to. yeah, things like that. It just depends. Every crowd's different. Everyone's their own person. So.
Do you like it to DJ?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. It's like
I assumed what I was
number one.
number one fun thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But what about it? Is it the challenge you're in for, or when the energy is good? Like the kick of it, or?
I love it because it's I play things that I make myself dance. Like I know what I like. And if I can make myself dance, it kind of just, that energy just transfers onto the crowd. At least in this position. Like, you know, I've been done different artist names before, and like when I was DJing at bars and stuff, like that's a little different. You have to like play to the crowd. You have to be like the part selector, but part like adapting to like the taste of the crowd. But now as like like when I have my own stage, it's like the whole objective is I know what I like.
Yeah.
I have my taste, like exactly like what gets me, like I know how to make myself dance, make myself jump, and then people respond to that. They're like, hopefully they like it too. If they don't, you know, there's other
clubs,
other stages, other.
Was there if you could choose one top moment of all places you performed at, what's the one best moment?
Of all the places I played at? So far, and this year, it's, shout out the homies in Modular in Ghent. Like, that was such a great show. Like, we had the whole crew together, like a lot of the friends, like we were all performing together. Like the stage, everything was perfect. Even the weather, like it was like a nice spring day in Belgium, and like, and also that organizer, like in Modular, they really understand the attention to detail when it comes to throwing an event. It's not just having like good music and good DJs. That's a given. It's they take so much attention to the chill areas and where people can relax and, you know, have a cigarette with their friends and like food.
Yet still be part of the music. I feel like this is, sometimes I feel that it's separated. Like either you don't want to enjoy the music, you just want to be social. Yeah. But, you know, and then it's like closed off.
Yeah. And also having, there's like, when they can explore, when you can go to a place and like explore, like, let's say, you're given just a big warehouse, just one big room. What do you do with it? A really good organizer would know to like make these like sections and make the warehouse into kind of like a labyrinth, so that it keeps you entertained for hours. You're just going around and you're like, oh, I didn't know about this room. Oh, I didn't know this and that. And there's like little details in each one. And they really get
when
it.
you're in your high. No.
Like,
what are you saying?
Where am I? Yeah. So it's that was a really good one. A couple other really good ones. I really liked the homies at Mondo Disco in Madrid. Like such fun energy, such
Madrid,
great people.
such a fun city.
Yeah. People get it. Like everyone's like chanting along, and you know, we're there all night, and then we're going back there once or twice this year, and it's coming. I was like, during the set, I was like, yo, please bring me back. Like, I'll be back. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, but if you wouldn't be a DJ nor a music producer, what would you do?
I've always loved film. Like, like it's the thing I spend the second most amount of time on. I love just making every night. I make some time for like just full cinematic experience. I get everything set up.
You have like a home cinema in your place?
No. One day. But,
no, but not a home cinema. But I mean like the what's the name? You know,
like a projector.
Projector.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we're working on it. Got an apartment now that's like nice and dark during the day, like just like
during movies, the day even. Good for the summer.
Yeah.
But you just said it was really much light.
In my room. It's like facing the sun. But in the living room where the thing is, it's like weirdly dark.
Maybe you should sleep in there.
Yeah, maybe just do a quick exchange.
But okay.
Yeah, but I love movies. Like if I can one day, adapt the project and do get involved somehow. Like when I was in LA, I was close to like the movie industry. I kind of saw what it's like to make a movie, and it was so cool. And so any way I can get involved, like I could be, I don't know, a producer, but I could also be just like, let me do the lighting, let me do the grip, let me do the, you know, just I want to make something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you inspired by films when you produce music?
It's kind of like music. It's they share a lot, and you know, music's just it's a storytelling device, and then film is even better at telling stories in most cases, you know, because you have the visual aspect. So yeah, it's a lot of crossover.
You do, however, like time-wise, you are out traveling, or you know, sometimes in Berlin, I guess, but you are DJing weekends, and weekdays you work with your label. What more do you do? Like what do you, because it feels like you're doing a lot. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's like you have a lot of interests too. I'm just reading this in from having met you right now, but still, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I'm tired all the time. But it's during the weekend it's like touring crazy. Like I barely, you know, check my phone. I don't bring my laptop. But then during the week it's like the exact opposite. Like, you know, I wake up at noon like a normal person, right? That's normal.
No. I wake up at like 7:30.
Oh, wow. All right. Well,
in the weekdays.
Yeah. And then wake up and just scream at my computer all day for 18 hours until it's like nice 4 or 5 a.m. and then go to sleep and rinse and repeat. Don't leave the house. Don't.
You don't get anxiety from that?
Yeah, of course I do. And
yeah.
Then, when it's Friday, it's like, oh man, what's the real world? Here we go. Just open the door. It's like, but you know, business got to get done. So someone's got to do it.
Yeah, true. How do you work with anxiety?
I realized it was one of the homies told me this like a long time ago, was that anxiety and excitedness is like pretty much the same emotion. It's just like it's like on the border. I realized
so your life is completely excited.
Yeah. Well, like because they're almost the same emotion, it's like easy to just say I can just be like, you know, I'm usually like nervous before a gig, and I just tell myself, oh, it's because I'm excited. I want to like play for all these people, and you know, so yeah, it's because, and you're excited and you're nervous for it because you care, you know, you don't want that feeling to go away.
No.
So the anxiety is like the thing that it's like the fire under the ass. It's like it's there for a reason, and we should be like happy that, as you know, it's like it's part of the human experience. It's a human emotion. And so you learn to like work with it and know that it's on your team, it's on your side. Then it just gets easier. That and like really deep breathing. Like you gotta like I'm in the taxi just like full Wim Hof, just like
you do that.
Yeah.
The Wim Hof, I also did it sometimes. It feels fucking good.
Yeah.
Do you do the cold showers too?
I was, and then I moved to Europe. And I realized like no, it's too much. Yeah,
too cold already.
Yeah, not Berlin.
No, Are you scared of cold?
It's no, I just don't like. I don't like when, you know, I go outside and it hurts. Like
I feel you completely.
You're from Sweden. You
should know,
like...
but I mean, I know. I feel you. Yeah.
No. Do you like jump in the cold water like in the
I'm
winter?
completely scared of cold.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
So I am like avoiding it. Sauna, I love sauna. But I go to the sauna and I go outside. I don't even go in the water after because I'm like, ooh, it's gonna be cold. So I'm like really silly. Do
you ever do like it'd be cold shower and immediately go into the sauna, or vice versa? Like
I push myself to do that. Yeah. It's next level.
Yeah, it's like you get high from it. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, when you do it, you're like, then I like test the water slowly, and then I.
And then you don't just jump in.
No. I'm a little scared.
Become a Patreon and get more juicy material. Go to patreon.com/playfulmagazine, and in this extra material with Bad Boombox, he gives us his absolute best tips on how to make it. Things he implemented and keeps on implement every week to reach his goal, as well as moments that made his career take big steps and leaps, and things he wished he knew before he got started as a DJ, as well as a producer. Go to patreon.com/playfulmagazine.
But okay, so what are you excited about, like, this summer?
Summer's gonna be crazy. Yeah, like I got Bulgaria coming up. It's the first time I'm playing. Like, it's the place I was born in, and it's the first time I'm playing there. I'm like really excited for that. We're gonna have like a lot of family out there. Yeah, a lot of festivals. You know, some really good ones. Really good open airs. I'm really excited about like open air season. It's like been trying to get away from. You know, there's always like 5 a.m. sets. Trying to turn those into 5 p.m. sets. It's like, you know, nice little sunset, like a little
beautiful
beer in the sun. It's perfect.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and the music kind of fits that better. So
yeah.
A lot
depending
of that
on who you are,
you
can still be that person 5 a.m. Right?
What?
Like, your music would fit both. I think.
Yeah. It just depends. Yeah,
it depends on the crowd, no?
Depends on the context.
The context, exactly.
Yeah. It works for both, but yeah. Me personally, I like the if it's like a daytime set and I can chill, it's nice.
But like, I'm just thinking, because you feel like feels like you are just excited about life in general, but also like excited about the, you know, playing and doing your thing and growing and evolving. But what's your view on like work-life balance? Like, how do you plan it? Because it is fucking tiring, obviously, to travel a lot. So how do you see? What's your view on it? Fortunately
and unfortunately, mostly unfortunately, I was raised in America. I don't think I know what work-life balance is. Like, it's all the time. I get anxious, like when I'm like hanging out with friends. I'm like, oh, where's my computer? Like, yeah.
You have the underlying anxiety for like you're not doing enough, kind of.
It's like,
would you say, or
I like feel guilty for like not, like I'm not doing something at all times. I don't know. But that's like kind of my comfort zone though. I like to you know, just sit on the computer, just handle stuff, like get things done, like work on, like if it's free time, it's just like I could be using this free time to like work on a new track or, you know, finish an EP or something. It's like, it's a pretty important part of the job. So, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of your label, what are you looking for?
So with the label, it's kind of it started off as an extension of kind of my philosophy in regarding dance music. It's bringing this like fun, light, like positive energy with like, you know, higher tempos and just adding some more like color and life into it. Would take if it can make people dance and it's like real, then yeah, we like it. So, and we've been putting it out. We're putting out a VA, and yeah, it's hot meal, you know.
Hot meal. Okay.
It's a good.
But do you look for producers yourself mostly, or do you feel that they just find you somehow?
It's we do have demos open and we listen to everything. I run it with my partner Martin, and it's but somehow like these things like work themselves out. It's for any producers out there, like sending demos is like very important, but building a connection to the label and the people running the label is like more important, because then when you're friends and they kind of understand your philosophy and like things line up, then you end up it's not like a label signing, it's like it's more of a collaboration. And you know, we're kind of just building a little community with, you know, people that also appreciate what we do and we like what they do. And yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, then there's trust.
Yeah.
In some way, which is so fucking important when you collaborate. It shouldn't be, because this is something I thought about. I was like, fuck, people find people online.
Yeah.
Like, and then they just trust that they're gonna like stick to deadlines.
Yeah.
No fucking way. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but that sounds unreasonable.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't always.
So yeah, I think your way sounds more reasonable.
Yeah. You gotta meet, but like, obviously, as I was traveling too, it was like a lot of this is online connections, like don't meet in person. But when it's an artist who also understands how important it is to, it's not just music, it's like telling their story and like bringing people into their world, and they understand how to do that and they can connect, then we end up connecting naturally too. Like I see what they're doing and what they're posting and what kind of music they put out and how they promote their music. It's like, I'm like, oh yeah, I can vibe with that. Like that's like me. And then just ends up a natural connection. We become friends online. They send music, I send music back and forth. I'll do something for your label, you do something for my label, and it just becomes one. Everyone grows, everyone wins, and that's the best way. Yeah.
You're obviously a really amazing producer, but you're also a very strong character. Like, you know how to work the work the entertainment biz as well. And what's your view on this, would you say? Like, people talk a lot, like, should it be only music focused, or is it entertainment and we also need someone to like look up to and have fun with, and kind of.
Well, it depends what, like, when you're trying to make it, or like what your idea of success is. It depends like what you're going for, because everyone has different tastes and different kind of aspirations and goals. Do you want to be the like badass local selector who's like driving like a local community and like puts out like underground music or untitled music, like things like that? Or do you want to be like more of like an artist that's on the main stage? There's many different ways you can go about it. The thing that all those have in common, though, is that they require you to share your story, and music's just part of the story. And especially with dance music, it's not like a song on the radio that's got lyrics that tells you this is what this song's about. It's dance music's like a little more experimental. It's a little more out there, and it takes something extra. You have to like share. You have to share your story. You have to share your philosophy, and and it makes it easier for people to get on board with that. And these days, what's the best way to do that? Like, the easiest tool that you have right in front of you that anyone can access is you can post things on social media in your own style, in your own way, just like your music. It has its own style, like your own style of telling your story on social media is like, it's pretty important. It's not always a requirement, obviously. Like, if you have like the best music, sometimes it'll speak for itself, but that's only to other DJs. Like, people want to, when people go to a party, like, they want to get on board with like what you have to say, and it's like the full picture. You got to be the full picture. Yeah.
Speaking of philosophy, what's your philosophy of life?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I don't know. We only have a couple years on this earth. We got to just have a good time. Fuck everything else. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Saying as someone who just like spends all the time on the computer, that's fun for me. So,
okay. So what are then? Next question from me is then, what are you gonna do this summer in Berlin besides staying in front of the computer?
You know what? I'm gonna dedicate one day. It'll probably be like when I'm like coming back from tour, and
a Monday.
Yeah, probably Monday. Mondays are my favorite. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Dedicate one day to just sit in the park, like some Prosecco, some friends, and have chill, chill for a second.
All right.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Nothing super crazy, but okay, I
hold me
buy
to
it.
that.
No lakes, nothing like, you know, like there are things to discover here.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, like a really good spetty or like a
a real good spetty. Okay, I feel you. You're just living life low key and enjoying it.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. Okay. But you're probably gonna go to some of your friends' sets in Berlin as well and enjoy that part.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
What are some things when you as a club goer go to a party? What are some things that annoy you there or could annoy you? And what are things that make you like stay the night?
Yeah. So the things that I like and I would stay there all night was what I mentioned before, when there's like attention to detail in the chill areas.
Labyrinth.
And and like the labyrinth and everything. Like that's yeah, like a really good smoking area, you know, you could just meet weird people. Like that's my favorite. What I don't like is, and you know, I don't pass judgment. I don't judge, but I don't like when I walk into a place and it's like a lot of just downer stuff, like downer energy, and you know, certain, like at a rave and a club, like certain drugs like help with fun and certain drugs like take away from it. And I don't like to see, I don't know, like that, like just like the down, there's a huge drop in mood that way. Like you know, people can disagree, but if we're at a club together, it's like we go dance and that's it.
Yeah, it's a collective energy somehow.
Yeah.
And we're there to like create it together.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah. What clubs do you like then?
Here in Berlin?
Yeah.
Well, the ones I play at are really dope. I really like
Club Ost.
Yeah, Club Ost is cool. I like Aiden. I like yeah. And
so you as a private person, you go to the same places where you play?
Yeah, I mean, I just end up there. And yeah, I like somewhere where you can just feel like you're part of a family at the end of the day. There's a lot of like people ask for like club recommendations in Berlin, but and you know, there's like the obvious like well-known ones, but there's so many, and there's something for everyone. And like when you come to Berlin, you shouldn't feel like you're trying to fit into a certain scene. Instead, you should, you know, be open to the fact that there's a community for you. And like sometimes, for example, I like going to, there's like a disco floor at Sisyphus. I'll be on the disco floor for like 5-6 hours, like having a boogie, right? And I know that my disco people are there. And yeah, things like that. There's something for everyone. And just go with it. There's no like obvious choices.
So if you could change anything on the techno scene by just snapping your finger, what would that be?
So I grew up with house music. I was in like the house music scene like when I was little, and I saw what it's like to, you know, for people to like just be together, like dancing together. It's like it was about like inclusiveness and not exclusivity. And especially in the US, like in the US, I was going to clubs there. There's like this sense of you have to be cool with like the in-group, or else like if you have different look or different values or whatever, like you don't belong here. And in big cities here in Europe, you know, there's like a obvious techno scene. There's no like paid VIP tables at techno clubs. Sometimes it feels like there is, and like these like exclusive zones, and like you know, you can only be with us like if you like think this way. And I don't know, I don't think it should be like that. It's should be just like inclusive of everything. Like that's what, right, dance music brings people together. And it's like if I'm at a club and people aren't even like dancing, they're just there to like, you know, just do like socialite things, then kind of takes away from the experience, you know. So if I could have a place, maybe I'm being nostalgic and maybe it's just human nature and I was oblivious to those things when I was younger, but if I could snap my fingers, it'd be like this like perfect utopia of, yeah, everyone's just dancing together like it is in this vague memory in my head. And yeah, that would be great.
I have some this or that questions for you.
Oh, okay.
So you let me know which one of them you prefer.
Okay.
It's either this or it's that. This is this or that.
Preferably it's one, but it can also be none or both. But let's hope it's one.
Okay.
Hot dogs or pasta carbonara?
Hot dogs.
You're like, this is fucking tough.
It's yeah. Well,
You're a hot dog guy.
USA, you know, you get a hot dog.
I like hot dogs.
Like outside.
Yeah, it's good. It's simple. It's easy. It's just there.
Can't really make the carbonara out in the park, can you?
No, you can bring it though, but it's gonna be cold probably.
Yeah.
Okay, polygamy or monogamy?
Whoa, that's weird. Well, yeah, there's a time and place for one person, but you know, I like to. Me personally, I like options. Like there's you know,
polygamy.
Yeah,
okay.
there's a lot of fun to be had out there. You know, that's for everyone. Like
there is for sure.
One person shouldn't belong to you. You know. So.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, missionary or hardcore BDSM punishment?
And this is like during the day or like for breakfast or
whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, sometimes people shame it, but like, you know, some good old like whenever vanilla sex is like, yeah. Like sometimes that's all you need, you know.
That's all you need.
It's the motion of the ocean.
No
right?
extra.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Rooftop bar or smoky kneipe?
Or what?
Smoky kneipe. You know the kneipes where they have like schnitzel and you know like they don't always have schnitzel there. Maybe they don't even have schnitzel, but you know like if they would have food they would have schnitzel. But it's just like the small German bars that are like, you know, so there's the locals.
So that or
rooftop bar, yeah.
I like a good rooftop. You can just
really
smoke and yeah. Well, it's got to be.
I would have assumed the latter.
Well, in Berlin, you know, you get like 1 month of the year to do that, so might as well enjoy it. But you know,
true. And now is the time.
Yeah.
Psychotherapy or psychedelics?
Psychedelics. 1000%. Yeah.
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 Do you do that as therapy?
I was actually some of my best times were when I was living in Ukraine. It was like in the middle of winter, and like so cold, and you know, it's like we would just like me and my friend would just do like a little bit of acid and go to the club. It'd be like the best time. Like just meet so many people and just like. And yeah, I'd be on the dance floor sometimes, just like have a think and be like, whoa, and like start to figure out like parts, put puzzle pieces together, like who am I, and then I would just walk all the way home, like it's like winter, like from the club, put on some reggae, like you know,
reggae,
yeah, just like a 3-hour walk home, like yeah, it was great.
Wow, sounds amazing.
yeah, those kinds of things, but obviously you don't have to go like. Do that there, like if you know, like a nice summer night, if you're you know, you're in the mountains or by a sea or something, or at a lake with your friends, you know, a little bit of mushrooms or a little tab like goes a long way.
You prefer that from the sitting in a little room with some person who's like analyzing your brain?
Yeah, well,
how could you? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's weird, but you know,
you're weird.
Yeah.
Okay, skip the line or wait patiently?
Wait patiently. Like, yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's part of sometimes, especially in Berlin, like when you have like a 2-hour queue, like you kind of make your own party, like in the queue. Unless it's like one of those clubs where it's like, you have to behave like this and that. But yeah, if it's, you just have your own little party, you get some drinks from the Späti or something. And yeah, it's sometimes it's like that movie, like Night at the Roxbury. It's like sometimes it's more fun doing that than like when you get in, you're like surrounded by distractions. So
part of the whole night.
Yeah.
Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Yeah. What do you look at?
A lot of weird stuff. I go deep into YouTube.
Yeah.
It goes deep. But I like I don't know. I put on a lot of podcasts. I have like a lot of like history things going on, like while I'm trying to go to sleep or like while I'm cooking. And there's always just YouTube Premium has just been a godsend. You just have all my things downloaded, like for long flights, everything. Yeah, YouTube gets it.
Yeah, I know. I also like YouTube a lot.
Netflix, once you run out of, there's like 5-6 good movies and like 2 shows. Once
I'm always waiting for it to be released, something that I want to see, and then I just keep on paying.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Ayahuasca or silent retreat?
I've actually never done either, but if
you had 2 invitations, which one would you take?
I mean, I'm curious about an ayahuasca experience. It's like, yeah, I've had some friends that did it. Super cool. Seems like, I don't know, you have to find a good shaman, I guess. But yeah. But,
I know one. I'll bring you.
Yeah.
In October.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. But actually, no, now that I think about it, it's like
now that I think about it,
no.
Throwing up.
I'm down for that, but it's like after a club, like for example, Mondays, I'll do shows on weekends, and I come back on Mondays and I have a rule in the house, like no music in the house, just like I don't wear hearing protection yet, so it's like
don't.
I need that to
That's crazy.
I want to feel it. Yeah. But
you're not gonna feel it any longer then.
Yeah, give it a few years. It'll yeah.
No. Okay, I feel like a mom, but like please take care.
Well, that's why like a silent retreat would be nice. Just don't think about music for a while. Don't talk about the clubs or anything.
But imagine in a few years maybe that's all you get because of you're not having the earplugs.
Okay, Mom.
Like I'm such a grandma. No. I'm sorry.
No. It's I should. It's just like...
Okay, Mai Tai or vodka Red Bull?
Good question. Where? Am I at the club or am I like?
You are
at the club. Vodka Red Bull for sure.
Vodka Red Bull. Yeah.
But if I'm chilling, then let's get a little sweet, get a little fancy, like a little Mai Tai.
Fancy doesn't need to be fancy, but yeah.
Okay, with like the little umbrella on it, with like the fruit hanging out.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah,
it's good. It's good. Okay. Yeah, everything has its time and place for sure. Sex or making out?
Now that I'm older, making out. You can put weight.
Moving less.
You can get you get way more way more passionate. Like sex is cool. Like I've had it like 5 or 6 times. Like it's like
moving on.
Yeah, making out.
Okay, spirituality or atheism?
Or what?
Atheism.
Oh, atheism.
Atheism.
It's important to be connected with. It's important to be like connected with nature and connected with the universe, but they're not in like an organized way. Like when it comes to organized and like teachings and things like that, like where like people are like, oh, this is how it is, then no, like it's better to just have like a more like nihilistic view of things. You get more freedom. I value freedom.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
This was it for Playful Podcast this week, but please follow, subscribe, and listen to our next episode. And if you want to have a say about future artists or even ask your own question to one of our guests, follow us on Instagram and make sure to add your question when we lift our coming guests. Thank you so much for joining and see you next week.